shot 32% against Creighton in the last game. Was that something you were looking to take advantage of when you played them tonight?
Yeah, well, we wanted to get better defensively, and I wanted to do it at the half court. You know, we didn't press them a whole lot this game because I got to work on one phase and get that right, and that's the half court defense. We're still not there yet. I don't even think we're halfway there yet. But like I told them in the locker room, I said we didn't play well at all, but we still win by 14. You know, and that means that the more we keep playing, the better we will become. I got to get more playing time for certain players, though, like Jared Cunningham and Nigel Agier. I got to get more playing time for them because I got to get them into playing. I don't want to say shape because they're in good shape, but just awareness, playing awareness.
Coach Harris said that the big forward shooting threes wasn't on the game plan for you guys. How big was that three? I mean, because you guys were battling and just Jared put that away and basically put them away for the rest of the night.
Well, Jared is Jared. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you something that's going to shock you. Jared's our best three-point shooter. But he just, and that'll come as the season comes because he's got to understand when to take the shot. And once he starts understanding that, he's going to really help us in certain games hit big threes.
Aaron plays 35 minutes tonight. Was that design or was that the coach saying we need to get Aaron in the game shape?
Well,
more important, get his instincts home.
Well, the one I didn't want to play him. No, Aaron. All I want to play Aaron is 25 minutes a game. And what happened was Joe, who hadn't been at practice because he hurt his back, so he hadn't been at practice one day, and I had to end up putting him in there because I tried Kevin and he just couldn't get the job done. So and both, I played Cunningham at the 5-2, and he was in foul trouble. So I had to play him the minutes. That's why we went so small, because we had both four men had 4 fouls. And then you take Tim, who had 3. So and eventually I'm gonna have Tim. When this team gets better, my goal is to get Tim playing more 3 as opposed to 4, because I need a bigger 3 to physically pound in there. And I think he can do that, but I just gotta, right now we're teaching the 4s how to play the game of basketball the way we play it.
It was just a brief portrait, but there was about a 3-minute stretch early in the first half where Aaron just seemed to get whatever he wanted in there, where he was off the floor, higher than I've seen him this year, where his moves were as smooth as they've been. Is that kind of what we'll see as the year goes on? And
once he gets polished, you don't come in as a top 50 player and not be able to play like a top 50 player. Mm-hmm. So once he gets polished, he'll be able to show you that. But, Noah said he hasn't played for a year. Aaron hasn't played for 2 years. Now, take a person off the floor for 2 years and see what they do. They don't come out very well. So now he had a year last year working with us to help develop and hone some of his skills, but still not the same as getting out on the floor and playing. And it's a couple areas. One, I think he's got to learn how to play the game out there, but also get his confidence back. He had lost a lot of that. And I think he'll be a much better shooter, even at the free throw line, once he gets his confidence back. I didn't know what he ended up shooting. Aaron told
4 of 8 from the field, 3 of 8 from the line.
Yeah, 3 of 8 from the line. See, Aaron should be a 65 to 70% free throw shooter. Because in practice, he makes his free throws. And give you a little insight. He comes in even before and after practice and shoots on his own free throws. And it's just confidence for him right now. He's been away from it too long. He don't have the feel.
You spoke at some length at our table chats about how, you can tell the guy he's the number one guy, but you don't know how he's going to react until he is the number one guy, and everything is on your team's defense, or much of what they're doing is pointed towards him. Their coach said that obviously that right away that they identified him as a guy they have to stop, and he still gets 38. So what did you see from Norris tonight?
Norris played his tail off, to be honest with you. He played the best I've seen him since he's been here. And I thought he took control of the game out there. And with the ball and without the ball, I thought he just did a great job. And you got to understand, Norris guarded their best player, number 15. And he was 2 for 5. So Norris not only played well offensively, he defended. But we can't we can't win against the big boys with Morris scoring 38. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, we need more people contributing. And I think we can get that. Jeremy didn't have his normal game. Jeremy, what did he have? 2 points. Jeremy can score. And Jeremy, we got to get Jeremy involved. We got to get Cunningham involved. We got to get Nigel Agier more involved. Producing.
You mentioned those two earlier in the week, Jared and Nigel, that those were 2 guys we should look at. Any steps with them? Or?
Well, they didn't play very well today. I mean, because they were in foul trouble a lot. And then they were, you know, they weren't able to be consistent out there. But, you know, we're going to keep going with them until we get them better and better and better. You know, they play better in practice, which is good. And now we got to transform what we do in practice out on the floor.
Did you say that Sam Houston, the team that's coming in,
Well, they're picked to win the Southland.
they're picked to win the Southland?
Oh, they're pretty good.
So that'll be, I don't want to see it.
Their leading scorer, their leading scorer, we looked at, and we actually we recruited him, and he was really thinking big. He's a junior college kid. He was really thinking big, and all the bigs dropped off of him. He called us back, and we had moved on to Jared. Okay, so I mean, and he's averaging about 19 a game for them.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 big-time guards.
Great guards.
Does that play to your strength, since they have a little bit more experience?
Well, I mean, you know, we're gonna have to defend because these guards can shoot it, can handle it, can pass it. They're a complete gamut. I mean, they're a pretty good group of guards, and they're athletic. They're athletic. Their team is athletic. They got a bunch of 6-7ers that just jump and rebound and score. So, I mean, we're going to really have to play our best game Saturday.
One more question on Nigel. He came in 6-man today. Is that a role that you plan on using him more, or are you just kind of fiddling around with the rotation?
No, we want Nigel to play. Nigel can score. And Nigel just trying to find himself, and we got to help him find himself. Because for us to be where we want to get to, Nigel's got to be a major part of that this year. Nigel is a definite scorer. You know, he's not a hope he can score. Once he gets a feel for the game, the way we play it, he can put the ball in the basket.
It looked like he was forcing a couple things today.
Yeah, and that's because he hasn't played as much, and he'll get better at it.
Anything else for Coach? Thanks, Coach.